Hello everyone, this is Suroj here. Welcome you all to my channel. Today I will discuss about VPC peering and how to establish the connection between two different VPCs using VPC peering. See here, this is one VPC with CIDR 10.0.0.0/16 and this is another VPC with CIDR 192.168.0.0/16. Fine. And within both the VPCs, two different public subnets are there. This is one public subnet in this VPC. This is another public subnet within the second VPC. You can see here, and this is the route table for VPC 1 and this is the route table for VPC 2. Here you can see I have named this as VPC and this is VPC B, and this is the route table definition for this route table and this is the route table definition for this route table. In between both the VPCs, one VPC peering connection is there. So now I will go to AWS console and we'll set up the same infrastructure and we'll show you how does this work. Okay, let me go to VPC. I'll click on create VPC only and we'll name this as VPC A. CIDR value will be 10.0.0.0/16. Fine. Okay, this is one VPC. So what I will do, I will create another VPC. Let me click on this VPC, create VPC, and this time it will be VPC B. Fine. And it will be 192.168.0.0/16. Fine. Okay, now I'll create two internet gateways for both the VPCs. IGWA, and I will attach this with VPCA. Fine. It is attached now. We'll create another IGW. This is internet gateway B. Create internet gateway and we'll attach this with VPC B. Fine. Okay. Now I will create two subnets in two different VPCs. Those will be public subnets. Fine. So VPC A, subnet name public subnet A. I'll choose AP South 1A as availability zone and it will be 10.0.0.0/17. This is the public subnet. Create subnet. The subnet has been created. See here. Now what I will do, I will select this subnet and we'll go to action and we'll edit subnet setting. And here I will enable this option, enable auto assign public IPv4 address. Fine. So that whenever any EC2 instances will be created within this public subnet, then public IP address will be assigned to that instance. Fine. So save this and I will create another subnet. This time I will choose VPC B. So I will name this as public subnet B and availability zone AP South 1A and it will be 192.168.0.0/17. Fine. Create subnet and we'll do the same for this subnet also. Edit subnet setting, enable auto assign public IPv4 address. Save. Now I'll go to the route tables. So this is the route table for VPCA and this is the route table for VPCB. So I'll go to the first one. This is VPCA route table. We'll go to subnet associations and we'll attach this subnet with the route table, that public subnet A. Fine. And I will go to, okay, let me select this. We'll go to routes now and we'll check what is the routes. Okay, see here. This is the CIDR value for VPCA. Fine. And target is local. That means the target is local means it can communicate within that network. Within that network means within the network of the VPCA. Fine. And if any instance or any server within that VPC wants to connect to internet, then how it will connect? For that we need to define this. We need to define, like, if the destination is internet, that means 0.0.0.0/0, that means it is any network. Then what will be the target? Then target will be internet gateway. Which internet gateway? IGWA, because this is VPCA. We'll save changes. Fine. Now I'll go to the route table for VPCB. So this is the route table for VPCB. Subnet associations, create, edit subnet association, and I will attach this subnet with the route table. Save associations. Okay, let me go to routes and edit routes. Here also, see, this is the destination for VPCB and target is local. Fine. So if the destination is any network, then the target will be internet gateway. Fine. So it will be IGWB. Okay, let me select this, save changes. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to create two security groups for two different EC2 instances which will be launched in two different public subnets. Security groups, create security group, and it will be SGA. Yeah, SGA. Let me describe this like this is a security group in VPCA, and I need to change the VPC to VPCA. Fine. So I have selected this VPCA. See, this is the VPCA, and what will be the inbound rule? So SSH, obviously. So from where we can do SSH? From anywhere. Okay, that is fine. And I will do ICMP. ICMP IPv4. Who can do ICMP? Means anyone within that network. 10.0.0.0/0. And I will add another one, all ICMP, means and anyone within VPC-B also. So for that, what I need to do, 192.168.0.0/16. So see here, for the first one, for first ICMP, I have written the source as 10.0.0.0/16. This is the CIDR block for VPC-A. And now I have allowed VPC-B CIDR also to do ICMP within that public subnet instance in VPC-A. Fine. And in outbound rule, everything is allowed. Okay, let me create this security group. Okay, the name will not be like this, it will be SCA. Okay, create security group. It is now creating. Let me create another security group in VPC-B, and it will be SGB. So this is a security group in VPC-B. Fine, this time I'll choose VPC-B. Yep, I have chosen this. So for inbound rule, SSH from anywhere, and we'll do ICMP from that same network in VPC-B 192.168.0.0/16. This is the CIDR for VPC-B, and we are allowing VPC-A also to do ICMP. Fine. So 10.0.0.0/16. Fine. Okay, so in the outbound you can see everything is allowed. Create security group. Okay, it's done. Now what we need to do, we need to create two different EC2 instances in two different public subnets. Okay, now I'll click on instances. We'll create two instances. Launch instance EC2A. Okay, let it be as it is. And for this key pair, I am not going to create any key pair. Network setting, it will be VPC-A, and see public subnet A. This subnet has been by default selected, and you see auto assign public IP is enabled, and I need to select existing security group. It will be SGA. Okay, now click on launch instance. Okay, now I will click on instances and will create another one in VPC. So this time it will be EC2B, and I'm not going to create any key pair, and we'll go to network settings. We'll choose VPC this time, and you see public subnet B is selected by default and auto assign public IP is also enabled. And we'll select existing security group SGB. I'll select this and launch instance. Click on instances. See, now both the instances are running. Let me connect to EC2A first. Select this connect, and let me connect this. See, we are now connected to EC2A, which is in VPCA. Fine. Okay, so let me ping google.com. See, it's replying. That means this EC2A instance is able to connect to the internet. Fine. That means it is working fine. The ICMP is working fine. Now, if I ping the private IP of the same instance of this EC2 instance, let me check whether it works or not. So what is the private IP? So let me go to this instance. Let me select this, and this is the private IP 10.0.29.44. So let me ping this. Paste. See, it is also replying. Why it is replying? Because this IP address is in the range of 10.0.0.0/16, which we have mentioned in the security group. Fine. Now, what we will do, we will ping the private IP of EC2B, because in the security group we also mentioned that ICMP will be possible from another VPC CIDR, like that is 192.168.0.0/16. Fine. So what I need to do now, I need to ping the private IP of EC2 instance B. So this is the private IP. I will paste this. See, it is not pinging. What is the issue? Okay, let me see that later. So let me connect to EC2B now, and let's check whether it is pinging the private IP of EC2A or not. Let me connect this. See, this is EC2B. Now what I need to do, let me ping google.com. Yeah, it is pinging. That means EC2B is now able to connect to the internet. And let me check whether it can ping its private IP or not. So ping 192.168.4.155. So that is the private IP of EC2 instance B. See, it's now working. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to ping the private IP of EC2A from EC2B. So what was the private IP of EC2A? Let me check. It should be in 10.0.0.0/16 range. See, 10.0.29.44. Okay, let me paste this. See, it is also not working. So what is the issue actually? Although we have mentioned this 10.0.0.0/16 in security group, then also it is not working. The problem is that if you see the diagram, this is another network and this is another network. Although we have mentioned in the security group of both the EC2 instances that this instance can connect to this network and this instance can connect to this network, then also it will not work, because in the route we have not mentioned the path for this IP address, right? So we need to go to the route and we need to define the route within that route table. So we need to go to route table. Let's go there. So route table. So this is the VPCA route. So let me check route, edit routes. See here. So when the destination is the CIDR value of that VPC, then the target is local. And when it is any network, that means any public network, that time it is IGW or internet gateway. But when it is the defined network or the internet IP address of different private address or different VPC, then what we need to do? So that time we need to create one VPC peering, right? And that will go through the peering connection. So for that we need to create one VPC peering. So here it will be there, peering connection. Let me create one. So VPC A to VPC B. I'm naming this like this. Select VPC, VPC A, this is the requester, and VPC B is the acceptor. So you can see another VPC we can choose from another account, and we can choose it from another region also, because we are doing the same in the same account and same region. So that time the acceptor and requester does not matter here. Create peering connection, and let me go to action and accept request. Fine. Okay, now we need to go to route tables, and let me go to routes and edit routes. See, now what I need to do, I need to write the IP address of VPC B 192.168.0.0/16. Okay, so this time what it will be, the what is the target actually? Peering connection. See, the peering connection is there. Let me click on this save changes, and I need to do the same for route table B also. Let me go to routes and edit routes. This time it will be 10.0.0.0/16. And what is the target? It is peering connection. See, this is the peering connection. Save changes. Fine. Now see, we are into EC2B now. Okay. So let me ping again. So what is the IP address? This is the private IP address of EC2A. Okay. So enter. See, it is now replying. So how it is actually going? The request is going like this. So from EC2 instance to route table, and this route table to this route actually. Fine. The not route actually. This is the peering connection. Through this peering connection, it is going to this route table, and from this to this. So likewise, let me check from EC2A also. Okay. So this time I will ping the private IP address of EC2B. See, it is now working. Fine. So with the private IP addresses, it is working fine. Now let me check with the public IP address. So ping, this is, we are now within EC2A. Fine. So let me ping the public IP address of EC2A. Okay, paste. See, it's not working. So why it is not working? We need to make some changes in security group. Fine. So if I do the same from EC2B, ping, and this is the public IP of EC2A. Let me check whether it works or not. Nope, it's not working. So we need to define the same in security group. So let me do that. Let me go to security group. Okay, so SGA inbound rule, edit inbound rule. So I need to add another ICMP. So this time, what will be the public IP address? Oh, oops. So this is the public IP address of EC2A. So from here I need to add, and I will allow ICMP from EC2B also. Allow ICMP, and here I need to put public IP of EC2B. Fine. Paste this, and it will be /32. Fine, because this is a single IP address. So all the parts of this IP is network part. Save rules, and I will do the same for SGB also. Inbound rule, edit inbound rules, all ICMP, and I will paste the public IP address of EC2B, and now I will paste the public IP address of EC2A. Okay, let me paste this. save rules. Okay, now if we check, see it's replying. Now let me ping the public IP of EC2B now. See, it's working. And let me do the same from EC2 A also. Yep, it's working. And let me paste the public IP of EC2B. It is also working. Fine. I hope you have understood all the points I have discussed in this video. So that's it for now today, and we'll see you in the next video. If you really like this video, kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.